Hi Mansi, welcome to Spotlight. I am Sakshi Sharma from BuzzInContent.com.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too.
Let's
Yes.
quickly introduce you to our viewers as well. So, Mansi is a digital content creator who has become a popular face on social media for her self portrait photography and videography. In addition, she has been making some aesthetically pleasing content around fashion, beauty, and lifestyle as well. So, to begin with, Mansi, आप please बताइए कि आपने अपनी ये journey कैसे शुरू करी and how come your videos went viral?
Yes. Hi, I'm Mansi, and I have been creating content for the last 6 to 7 years at this point. And just like everyone else, I just started off with, I did not have an intention to become like a creator or an influencer.
Mhm.
I just started creating content because it was fun and I just wanted to document what I was doing. I started on out on YouTube, and then my brother was into photography. So I had this camera lying around and I just started, experimenting with it, taking my own pictures just for fun and putting it out on social media. And turns out people actually started liking my photography. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. Maybe this could be something because people are appreciating it. So, yeah, that's how I started experimenting a little bit more with photography. And I used to shoot with my iPhone back then, which was like an iPhone 6S. And people were not like, they used to not believe that these pictures were clicked with the phone and everything. So I think during lockdown, my videos and my photos really took off because everyone was sitting at home during the pandemic and they wanted to do something. So that's when the whole self portrait thing, became like a boom on Instagram. I used to post like content every single day, where you could shoot in your house, which corner of your house you could shoot. It could be in front of your fridge or like in your bathroom, your staircase, in front of your curtains, anywhere. So I just used to put out like these new ideas every single day, and people started recreating them a lot. And yeah, that's how my content kind of went viral. Yeah, so that was
So,
my journey.
right. So from photography to videography से आप ये lifestyle, beauty, fashion content कैसे बनाना शुरू कर दिया? Like, how did it click for you?
Well, yes. When you are taking your pictures, obviously, your outfit, your makeup, and all of these things also matter a lot. For the whole picture. So that's when people started liking my outfits, or they started liking my makeup. Then I was like, wait a minute. Then maybe I can, maybe create like these small makeup tutorials for them, or maybe like hauls of my fashion or all of that. And yeah, so that's why I was like, hey, this is something that I can definitely explore in. And I started putting out some content around that also. And other than before my photography thing took off, I used to anyway put out YouTube videos about just
Mhm.
like, makeup, yeah, like random vlogs if I'm traveling somewhere. So, yeah, like me and this social media has been together for a long, long time. The only thing is that it kind of took off during lockdown.
Okay. So if we talk about your Instagram, आप कैसे decide करती हैं what content you have to post today? या followers के लिए ये content I can make.
Well, सच बोलूं तो for the longest time I used to just shoot, edit, post. ऐसा I did not ever have like a schedule कि कल ये post करना है, मैं परसों ये post करूंगी. I was never organized. I was just like कि ठीक है, shoot किया, I have a piece of content, I want to edit and I want to put it out as soon as possible. So yeah, I've never really been very organized when it comes to the posting thing and everything. But I ask my audience a lot कि उनको क्या देखना है, what do they want to watch more, on my channel. So I put out polls on Instagram, which is also very great for interacting with your audience. Very, very important. So yeah, I always keep interacting with them on the stories or in my comments and DMs, and I ask them कि आपको क्या देखना है. So whatever they want to watch, I deliver.
Okay. So as a digital content creator, आप paid partnerships भी करते होगे. So how do you go about the brand deals on deciding कि इस brand के साथ मुझे काम करना है, इसके साथ नहीं करना है? मतलब ये कुछ specification होगी obviously. तो वो कैसे decide करते हो आप?
Well, I'll start with the very beginning. When I started getting brands, you know, starting में आपको brands आ रहे हैं, तो you get very, it's like, okay, this is finally working out. You're getting paid for this work. So you do kind of get carried away. You get excited with, you know, the opportunities that you're getting. But then I realized that as I am growing, I realize that I have a responsibility for, you know, what I'm putting out there. So I am being very like conscious about, you know, what I'm putting out on the internet. So I have a few things in my head, you know, when it comes to brands. There are some brands which I do not want to promote because I don't support the things that they do. Or maybe let's say I have tried their products and I'm not really a big fan. Or yeah, just in general, I do have some categories and like some, you know, things in my mind which I always do take care of when I am thinking of, you know, which brand I need to work with.
So, like, what do you look for in a brand before agreeing to work with them?
Well, definitely it's okay. Again, something if I resonate with the brand and the brand obviously resonates with my type of content and my personal brand, that is my number one priority. And I'm also very open to experimenting. You know, there are so many new brands coming up in the market. So I definitely want to try them out. So I ask them to send me the products. I really genuinely love to try the products out. And if I really like the products, I go raving about them to everyone, my followers, my friends, my family. I make everyone try the products. So yeah, it's like I genuinely want to try out new brands and I really enjoy doing that also.
So, if we talk about beauty and personal care space, so उधर भी आप कुछ products try करके ही brand deal sign करते होंगे या paid partnerships को agree करती होंगी, तो कुछ challenges face करते हो in that space?
Well, there are some type of products, like let's say which I am not very well educated about. Like let's say taking vitamins, like you know, these vitamins for your hair or your skin. These are the things that I think I need to do a bit more research about before I promote them. So yes, I reject those kind of brands when they come to work with me. So I do take care of these kind of things. I have things in my mind that I take care of.
Okay. So, what do you think brands should do to build a healthy and positive relationship with creators like yourself?
Well, I think giving the creator freedom to first try out the products and giving them that, you know, flexibility to not be okay with sharing their positive and the negative review, which I know from the brand perspective isn't really the best thing for them. But I think that transparency is something that the influencer or the creator needs to have with their audience. And if, like, let's say there's a lipstick, okay, and you're applying it, the shade is beautiful, everything about the lipstick is beautiful, but there is one drawback, let's say that it wears off very easily. So if you mention that to your audience, they'll be like, okay, like she is mentioning the pros and the cons about this product, so they would trust you even more. So I think this is something that brands should be maybe open to, like positive and the negative feedback as well.
Okay, so talking about transparency, Advertising and the Standards Council of India has released a report which stated that 79% of the people trust social media influencers, and transparency and honesty stands out as, you know, main reasons behind it. So, आप क्या करती हैं to remain, you know, transparent and blunt with your audience?
Well, I try my best. As I said, I like to try out the product first, and then only I like to promote the product. So yeah, I think that's the only way that I use to be transparent with my audience, is just try the product out and be honest. If you don't like it, then maybe not promote it, you know.
Okay. How do you balance creating content that is both, you know, aspiring and accessible to your audience?
Well, okay, so as a creator, when you're, you know, creating content, and let's say पहले मैं phone से shoot करती थी मेरे videos and photos and everything, and people really liked that. They were like, we relate to that, you know, that you're shooting with your phone. Even we, you know, everyone has a phone, so even we can experiment with our phones. But when I moved on to a digital, like a better camera, and started creating higher quality content with that camera, I think so there was some you know, a review from my audience saying that we like the old Mansi who used to create content with her phone. Like now you're using all this high tech and we don't have that. So I think that I see as a creator, you have to evolve. You can't just be in this one place just because it's working out for you. You have to grow, and I think your audience will also grow with you. But I think to maintain that balance that we talked about, I think you also need to put out some content which is aesthetically pleasing, and you do like you show your creativity, but there also needs to be content which adds a little bit of value to your audience, because you have to give them back in some way. So yes.
So, how do you engage and grow your audience? Like, what strategies have been most effective for you as a creator?
Well, so the thing with me, I know that people say the more you post, the better it is for your engagement and everything. But I have always said this, and I've always been a big that quality over quantity has been a thing for me, and I always stand by that, no matter what. So I would not put out a piece of content just for the sake of it, even though I know that it will get me engagement. It will, if there are more chances कि ये छोटा सा reel डाल दिया तो it will just blow up. It's relatable, it will blow up. So ये चीजें it's just like personal to me. But other than that, for strategies, I think uploading reels is really really helpful right now. Like I see Instagram pushing, and everyone, like so many great creators have grown on reels. So I think reels is definitely that, and also asking your audience what they want to see is a great strategy to just give them what they want. And yeah, I think that's about it.
So, lastly, I would like to ask you, like, what do you think sets your content apart from others in your niche?
Okay. Well, again, when I started out with the whole photography, self-photography wasn't really a big thing here in India, at least. I used to follow some great creators abroad, but I did not see anyone do that in India just yet. And when I started this, I think it was a very different niche, and it really picked up. It was very exciting for everyone to experiment, and I think it's a great way for people to even express their creativity, like it's so personal. Like self photography is such a personal thing. You can create your own little setup, sit with yourself in the room and shoot. You don't have to be shy. You don't have to worry about the photographer or people around you. So I think it has a very nice and personal touch. And yeah, I think self portraits, it was something very different that came up on Instagram during lockdown, and I think that's something. And I think everyone should have their different niche. I mean, yes, that everyone does comedy and all of that, but I think choosing like your type of comedy, something that adds your flavor, is very important, because honestly, Instagram is, and the internet, social media is getting so crowded right now. Everyone is here trying to make it, so you really need to do that one thing that makes you stand out. And I think the best thing to do that is not follow the crowd. Just do it because you want to do it. Don't do it for others. I think that's how you will stand out.
All right, Mansi, thank you so much for joining us for this series. And it was great talking to you.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.